This is a channeled message about your connections to the quantum field. Save this post because it's an activation and you're going to want to listen to it again. And remember to give a follow to join the community. When I went into your energy field, I saw you standing there and there was really nothing else that was around except you. And you were holding your finger out like this. Oh, I have some lipstick on my finger. Okay, I was holding my finger out like this, and there was a ladybug that was crawling around. And in shamanism, ladybugs are representative of abundance, prosperity, and luck. And you said, "Hello, ladybug, have you come to give me a message today?" This is when a kaleidoscope of panes appeared above your head, like all of these different windows, multitudes of colors. And the kaleidoscope is representative of many different perspectives. And when you were looking up, you said, "Oh, this is beautiful." Then you got into an elevator, much like the one in Willy Wonka, where they shoot up through the roof and break through the window, or like the glass dome. And so you went up and went through one of the kaleidoscope panes. You went into a different dimensional space, and so you and I were standing here, and then I saw a higher self version of you in front of us, and they were dressed in all of these white, flowy robes, like material. This is when you gestured over to a loom, and I wanted to include the pictures if this is your first time seeing one, but you weave material in it to make clothes and blankets and shawls and whatever you would like to make. And so your higher self gestured for us to sit down at the bench together. They said each string represents infinite potentiality. They said, "Look at that one there." And one of the strings turned black, and they said, "I want you to pull on that one." And when you did, we went into space, into the infinite void. And you said, "Why are we here?" And your higher self said to remind you that you are nothing and everything, which I thought was a really interesting juxtaposition to also us being in all white, and now all of a sudden us being in absolute black. Your higher self said you land somewhere in the middle between those two. Kind of like the spiritual phrase, "as above, so below." You were looking at your hands and your arms and said, "Why can I see through them?" And I said, "Maybe you're a ghost." And you said, "Oh." You got kind of nervous, and I said, "I'm just kidding. It's because you're a light body made out of energy." I said, "But notice how you do have an attachment to your physical body, because sometimes as empaths and light workers, and if you're of the understanding that you have incarnated in different places and spaces throughout cosmic history, you're like, I'm ready to get the heck out of here." But at the same time, there are parts of you that really enjoy being here, and that was representative of you being like, "Oh." When I mentioned really enjoying your physical body, you said, "Well, of course I do. I'm the one that picked it." Your higher self looked at you and said, "You are the most beautiful and radiant choice I could have made." Then you were holding this hand mirror and looking at yourself and saying, "Wow, I really did choose me." Your higher self said, "Of course you did." Very sassy like. And then I asked if there was a message that your higher self in this light body version of you would like to give you, the human here that I am speaking to now. They looked at you and said, "There are no words to describe how much I care for you." And then they wrapped their arms around you and gave you a big hug. They took their hands and put them on your face like this, like like a little kid, and said, "You are my greatest treasure." They said, "This is the timeline of love, that string that we plucked on the loom of infinite potentialities." They said, "I am always here watching over you." This is when you and I went back to the place where we first began, and I saw you looking at the ladybug on your finger yet again. And in this instance, it's your higher self looking at you, the ladybug. You are the representator of abundance and prosperity, and them always watching over you. I would love to hear in the comments if this message resonated with you, if there were any parts that really were synchronistic, like the ladybug, the Willy Wonka elevator, the loom that you weave materials on. If you would like to work together to dive deeper into your soul's history and create forward movement in this incarnation, I would love to do that with you. I offer Akashic record readings, which you can find in my bio or in the comments, and I'm wishing you a very magical day.